Welcome all. This is Colo5 playing Elden Ring with the Ascension mod on Nightmare mode. Links for the mod and the music will be in the description below. So I've done a few more editing tooltips and tricks and things. I feel like my brain is exploding. Just a couple of little minor things that I've put in the background to make this quite nice. Anyway, at the end of the last episode we beat that boss. I'm not going to pronounce his name because I've completely forgotten. Anyway, I had to stuff around to try and get this NPC to trigger, so I did just have to reload that area. But yeah, so I did want to speed through all of sort of the dry parts of my playthrough, but I hate when you fast forward it, there's no audio, or no, the audio gets really compressed. So yeah, I've just thrown in some tracks. And half beat match some of them. I did used to DJ when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Good fun times, fun partying. But yeah, no, I feel like the game's track and just the sound of the slapping of the hits is a bit too boring and mundane. I just like the music in the background. Definitely, whenever I play any of my music, any games, I definitely have music in the background. I pretty much turn off the game music, which probably does hinder the experience of the game. But no, I just love some background music. Anyway, no, I just feel like I've recorded these in a bit of a silly way. So in the future, I'll record with just game audio, and then I'll be able to do the narration and have some tracks inside my editing software as well. Just so I got, the standard thing is what you probably should do is just have 3 layers so you can control music, to control the volume of each. Anyway, yeah, back to the game. This NPC just absolutely trolled Miles, and we didn't get the win in the end. I just got the shits and went away. And when I'm looking back on it, I really should have just given it a bit more patience and go through, because I was chipping away at the health pretty well. I just, I don't know, just got impatient. Yeah, because as you're seeing, I pretty much get 2 hits. My Estus healed next to nothing. I didn't mention it in the earlier series, and this does bug me. The poison effect, it just lingers. Like, I'm sure it is a fairly long upkeep time on the actual poison mist that I put out, but it eventually loses its game mechanic of applying the poison proc, and then just the effect, it just lingers. So that I haven't really tested like if it'll stay on for hours and hours. I haven't come back to game. If I reload the area, it'll remove the poison mist. But it's a little bit confusing, especially when I'm just trying to use these really dirty cheat tactics and walk the NPC, the enemy, into the fog mist, and it's not activated. Anyway, not minor thing, and I'm sure the modding team has got a lot to do, especially with the more updates. Though with the recent update, it might just be PvP focused, but I guess every time a game's update, the modding community needs to get around and do a lot of work. So yeah. Oh, do I have one more attempt? Yeah, maybe I do. I did actually like this fight with this NPC, but I just wanted to have a bit more protection, a bit more survivability, just so it wasn't like 2-shot and I'm out. I haven't got all of the healing items I had in my previous runs, but I suspect that the healing potency is at least turned down a little bit, because I remember in the earlier run through, I had a really quick regeneration of health, which, yeah, definitely, to be fair, is probably not something I want to lean on, but I definitely was. Definitely with some of those status procs, those sort of bleeding, and not normal red bleed of the game, but the bleeding health, I guess, tick down of health. But anyway, I'm pretty sure, well, I haven't got regular hits on this NPC, but it wasn't triggering the Scarlet Rot. yeah, a bit of a time jump because it's a lot of just trading blows. And yeah, to be fair, like if I just had patience, I could definitely whittle this NPC down. Oh, I think I'm gonna hunt down some spears and just like dual wield spears. Definitely for the ice and the magic against this boss, probably be much easier than my club, who's probably not got great reach with their big blade. It's got heaps of reach. I couldn't really work out what pairing I could do with this NPC because it is two-handing this weapon, and I'm guessing that's a curved sword. Maybe it's a great. Yeah, it must be a great curved sword. So if I do see it one-handing, yeah, and I bug out, I'm like, that's enough. My goal coming over this area was just to activate one of these bonfires, and you get to see some really dirtiness of this mod. I'm sure it's in this mod and it's not in the vanilla. I think it's just the issue of spawning some NPCs. Oh, and it's really it's gonna be funny if you teleport back to boss areas when there's the NPCs that spawn in. So I'm trying to just get through this dialogue cutscene here.
Forgive me.
And old matey at the back left corner.
It seems the torrent bears there is, but I can take gathering. Very well.
But yeah, no, definitely. I just wanted this to occur so I could go over to the great hold or whatever it's called. Completely forgot. But yeah, we just keep getting interrupted. And it's got chunky health as well. But yeah, fortunately the bleed procs on it and Scarlet Rot more so than anything. I've mentioned this before in the earlier seasons, but earlier episodes. But if you hadn't seen it, this red sort of activation that comes on it, it's when the enemy gets to half health and all their resistances go a lot higher. You can notice it a whole lot in the bosses. But if you weren't familiar with this mod and that mechanic, just be aware of it. I did mention it in the last episode, but yeah, I'll try and make an episode this weekend going over Cheat Engine. Not so you can just rot this game, and this mod's definitely there to increase that difficulty level, but if you get to some of the bosses that are just ridiculous, or you want to have some other modifiers, or maybe you want to make the game harder, you could lower all your resistances and make it just ridiculous on yourself. Increase your own stagger rate, just make it a very disciplined sort of game for yourself. Go for it. But I'll just show you a couple of sort of tips and tricks if you're not familiar with it. Maybe you're new to PC gaming, or maybe just like playing around with modding tools just like I do. And also like the effects, and you can make your own spells and things. It's just, to me, it gives a lot of longevity for this game. I definitely felt, and I'm actually a bit heartbroken. Just recently, I tried to boot up Dark Souls Cinders. I mean, I'm sorry for you guys who are still trying to hang out for me to finish my magic demonstrations. I'm dirty. I don't want to be a standard YouTuber that just starts a series and doesn't finish it. But I tried to boot it up, and with the update, I couldn't get it working. I probably just need to go back into the README files and things like that to do it properly, but I just kept getting an error when I tried to boot the mod up. But no, I think I just wanted back that that progression that I had in Cinders. I just felt like that was right where I wanted it, difficulty wise and progression wise. I just love to start even the new game 7 plus and new game plus 7, whatever it's called, and bump up all the difficulties, but then fight some of the trash. Like, yeah, you're going to do no damage to them, but if you kill them, then you get tons of souls, and that makes you're leveling up and you're upgrading. Like, yeah, and to be fair, like, I guess this me my love of these sort of games, like Bloodborne. I never played past the first new game. Every time I finished, I did want to like max out a character, max out like upgrades, and try different things, try different builds when you've got more resources, stat resources, and all that sort of stuff. But every time I finished the game, I was like, oh, I want to start this again, because I know I'm much better at this game, and I know I can like breeze through everything. I had a time where I was sort of I was on a course, and it was quite a long course, and I'm like, All right, I brought my PlayStation with me, like, because it wasn't near my home, and I just well, I smashed through the game again, and I almost completed it with no deaths to any boss. Or yeah, finished every boss with the with first attempt. I don't know. I think I technically failed. I think I like maybe I fell off the edge in like oh jeez, why can't I remember any of the boss's names? Chester. That's not Chester. Mikolash, that's his name. Or Nicolas Cage. Anyway. But I saw more and more rumors coming around about Bloodborne coming to PC, or the random PlayStation updates. Who knows? What's the awards that are coming up? We might get more news of DLC for Elden Ring. That's pretty exciting. But also, if PlayStation do get themselves together, like there's just money on the table. I mean, I'd love it to be done well, but even if they had a terrible port, my money would be going there immediately. Like, even if they sell an $80 game, I don't want to be a massive shill, but I do like that game, and if it increases a bit more modding community and stuff like that, I'm all about it. I mean, sorry, just back to it. You know that there's hype and there's people wanting it because, yeah, of the demake that was made. I'm sure there's a whole lot of people, and to be fair, like I really wanted to get on board that. That was something I think it was like probably the UI that just turned me off immediately. But and I really wish I was if I could get over that hurdle, then I probably have a really enjoyable game on my hands. But I just couldn't get there. Oh, and I think I am stuffing around here. I did want a few, yeah, I wanted more resources. I wanted more runes, so I did bump up my rune return on kill and stuff. You might see it here. I'm gonna kill some of these trash mobs. They're giving me a whole lot more runes. Yeah, as I said, I'll definitely make that known. Oh yeah, so if you saw that, if I did film it in that first playthrough, yeah, you can see a clear improvement with this mod that those roars don't completely kill your horse immediately. It's a good amount of damage, so you can't just run through everything. I'm sure there'll be areas where you are going to get shot or sniped, or you're going to get status effect on the horse, which yeah, that's definitely a Dark Souls thing. I think there was other people that were really surprised that um, Torrent was immune to so much of the environmental effects. But I guess they did layer on a huge amount of the swamp areas that most people do hate. I mean, myself included for sure. I think next episode, I think I go off and fight that the big tree. I actually have a much harder time than I did last time. Just that tracking projectiles, it's just insta kill. I don't know, maybe I just do need a proper anti what do you call it? Anti holy build. But yeah, oh yeah. Actually here, I just go through some of the weapons and just see what their statuses are doing. So you can see, I think the first one was fire, then bleed, fire, then that one's bleed. We got poison on the Watakashi. I don't know. Sorry, I'm terrible at pronouncing stuff. I'm keen on these spears. I was definitely playing spears a whole lot in my first playthrough. Oh, and yeah, just call back to, I'm not using that round shield anymore, so these skeletons, they're respawning. I don't know, I'm sure people understand that mechanic, but just want to announce it. Anyway, that's mostly going to wrap up this episode. Yeah, as I said, I got a few more ideas of episodes along the way, and I do want to make a much faster approach at getting through this game with this mod because it's awesome. And don't know what happened there. Oh, yep. And I want to get through before the update happens.